Unable to get the ball in bounds. They get called for the 5-second violation.
That's really a good picture of what not to do on those last two possessions. I mean, they're being way too casual with the ball.
They need to get back to playing smart basketball.
And the Nuggets making a change here. Splitters checked in. That'll be a 5-second call.
Seems to me as though he's lost his way a little bit in the second half. He'd been turnover free before the break. That's certainly not the case anymore.
Now here's Anderson. Quiet so far offensively, searching for his first points of the game. Pass to Martin. It's tipped. Robinson dishes to Noel. Here's Joseph. Misses the three.
Just a solid performance on the interior. The rebounding has been off the charts.
Yeah, you look across the board, it's actually sizing up, shaping up to be a great game. I mean, strong performances throughout, and they've really been strong on the glass.
Here's Robinson, and he drops in the layup off the glass.
He was the first one to react to that miss. Excellent anticipation on his part. A hustle play on the putback by him.
Ariza outside. In the corner, Smart with it. Outside Conley. Splitter sets a screen for Conley. The Nuggets need to get a shot off here. Randall no good.
You know, fought hard from start to finish on that play. Defended the shot and then finished it off with the rebound.
Now here's Joseph. 10 points for him. He gets stolen by Randall. Here's Conley. Finished off the break. Conley's got 5 points now in the quarter. And guys, what do you think about the hustle stats here for Denver?
Their high-energy defensive effort has paid off for them, guys, with more than a few steals over the course of the ballgame.
Yeah, but also, they haven't missed a beat in terms of their fast break game. That's been equally as effective all night long.
Minnesota calls timeout. In addition to going over the game plan and making whatever necessary adjustments have to be made, Greg, this timeout also the time for players to get rehydrated or hydrate for the first time with some Gatorade. Plenty of basketball still to be played here, and they have to get recharged.
That's a great point. Without proper hydration, a player can completely run out of gas down the stretch of a game. And that's something that none of these guys can afford to have happen. If you're going to battle all the way to the finish, you have got to be hydrated.
Denver leading by 11. It's now been a decade since the Minnesota Timberwolves played postseason basketball. Last trip to the postseason for the Wolves back in 2004.
Wow, that was a long time ago. And if you're wondering, that is the longest playoff drought in the league currently. Wolves want nothing more than to get back to playing playoff basketball, and featuring the #1 pick in last year's draft will help.
Good way to start, you're right. Dragic with it. Picked up by Turner. Back to Oladipo. Shot clock at 6. And the shot is long.
He is just really almost playing for the other team. The shooting has just been poor.
And, you know, even though the Wolves have been out of the playoffs so long, you get the sense it won't be too much longer. They've got a really nice core to build around, and I think could be special, especially Andrew Wiggins.
They could use a big shot here to get this offense going.
Sure could, Kev. I mean, too many empty trips. They need some points.
Denver's gone into the three-point range 4 times since halftime and buried 2 of them. Smart passes to Scott. Splitter sets a screen. Tipped away. And now here's Dragic, the fast break chance. Shot is good, and the Nugget lead is cut down to 12 on the bucket from Oladipo.
There's that transition offense. Push the ball up the floor. The defense can't get set up, and you can get some easy hoops that way.
And that steal made it possible. And if they can use a few more sequences just like that.
McDaniels. Carmelo Anthony comes up with the rebound.
And as you mentioned, the Wolves could be back in the playoffs in due time. They are headed in the right direction. Some mistakes have been made along the way, but you have to like the future now. And really nothing like a good old-fashioned throwdown to get a team going.
And, Greg, they do need to get going. They wouldn't mind, shaving a couple more points off that lead right away.
Well, if the defense keeps giving up easy baskets like that, it won't be a lead for long.
Now, here's Dragic after the miss from Evan Turner. There's the three. Another miss by Oladipo.
And the shots just continue to say no in terms of falling.
Smart kicks to McDaniels. And another miss by Denver. And here's Oladipo. Outside Dragic. Chang, a screen. Here's Oladipo. That's in, coming off an assist from Dragic. And it's 6 points for Victor Oladipo. 1:43 left to play in the third. Now here's Smart. He's guarded by Dragic. Smart with the ball. To the paint. And now the Timberwolves on the break. Dragic has got the ball. And finished off by Oladipo.
Terrific job on both ends of that sequence. Very slick steal and then excellent transition offense.
And really, it all stems from the aggressive defense. That's exactly what the doctor ordered.
Denver calls timeout.
The Nuggets could create their offense, but they still would have trouble knocking down the shots. Just didn't have a lot of dead-eye laser shooters. Every field goal attempt with them was an adventure.
Big group substitution here for Denver. DeMarcus Cousins is checked in for Splitter. Ariza comes in for Evan Turner. Caldwell Pope, he's checked in for McDaniels. And it's Conley in for Smart. Conley dishes to Cousins. Shot to stop the drought. Hits some rim on the way in, and the bucket's good. Cousins has got 13. Nuggets did have their problems on the offensive end, too, something that's rare for them, hitting the open shot and the mid-range shot and beyond being one of them.
Kevin, how about being last in the league in catch and shoot field goal percentage? I mean, got a good amount of looks that way, but really struggled shooting only 34% in those situations.
Love, no good. Conley with it. Now defended by Oladipo. Conley, the pass to Ariza. Scott with a screen on Love. Ariza kicks to Scott. Lets it fly. Conley gets the bucket. 7 points in the game. Timberwolves trailed by 10. Anthony dishes to Dragic. Back to Anthony. The kick out to Oladipo. Oh, and the buzzer beater's good.
And he beats the buzzer. To end the quarter.
Terrific shot there,
And we've reached the end of the third. Nuggets lead by 8. From the Pepsi Center in downtown Denver. We're back in a moment. Well, welcome back as we get set to start the fourth. Here's Conley. They've got Trevor Ariza. Randall out there with DeMarcus Cousins. Then it's Kentavious Caldwell-Pope. And it's Conley in at the point guard position. That's the group on the floor for Denver. Ariza goes in. Lays it up and banks it in. Ariza's got the fourth quarter started here with a bucket for the Nuggets. Chang, a screen. It's Oladipo on the wing. And a miss there on the triple.
I'm shocked that didn't turn into 3 points. I mean, he makes you pay on those nearly every time.
Conley kicks to Randall. Cousins inside. Jang defending. Cousins with the bucket.
And just a little bit ragged defensively there, Clark.
Timberwolves trail by 12. Jang a screen. Pass to Oladipo. Boom, he jams it straight down.
Reverse that one home. Now that was nice, real nice.
The agility on display.
Yeah, you love that body control.
How about the power and grace on that finish?
Screen by Cousins. He dishes it to Randall. Ariza has the open look. And it's Denver scoring again. Minnesota shooting 43% from the floor. Oladipo outside. Feeds to Love. Looking for Anthony and gets it there. It's hauled in by the Nuggets.
It's a +5 advantage for them in the rebounding category after that board.
They're very steady with their work on the interior. Really a well-rounded effort overall.
And it's Kevin Love with the foul. That'll be his second foul of the game.
Yeah, that's a tough call right there, and really a tough break for the D.
Greg, no problem for me with that call. I mean, he was still sliding right there.
And the Timberwolves making a change here. Nerlens Noel checks in for Love. Tony Snell comes in for Anthony. Martin's checked in for Victor Oladipo. And it's Joseph in for Goran Dragic.
He can be a forgotten man in their offense sometimes, but the D still has to keep an eye on him.
Screen by Cousins. Caldwell Pope pass to Cousins. Snell dishes to Noel. Marvelous lead pass, and he throws it down.
And guys got careless with the ball there, and the turnover leads to the big stuff.
Once he came upright with the steal, he went straight on the attack.
That's exactly the way to do it, too, Kevin. Go hard to the bucket and don't let them set up the defense.
Conley's shot is off. Timberwolves trail by 7. Kicks to Martin from deep. And the foul called on Nerlens Noel. That's his first foul.
Second team foul. Denver calls time.
Time called here. The Nuggets decide to talk it over. You would expect this with a young team, but the Timberwolves, Clark, really shied away from taking many threes last year.
Didn't have a lot of three-point shooters. I mean, about 17% of Minnesota's shots were threes, which was the lowest percentage in the league.
Big group substitution here for Denver. Splitter's checked in for Cousins. Scott comes in for Randall. Turner's checked in for Trevor Ariza. And Smart subbed in for Mike Conley. And a change for the Timberwolves. Love's checked in. Here's Smart. Laid in with a nice touch off the glass. Timberwolves trailed by 9. Over 3.5 minutes through the final quarter now. Joseph, that's good.
Wow, and how huge has he been today? Really just giving his team a nice lift.
Yeah, and he's kept them close enough to be within striking range. I mean, the deficit would be much larger if not for the efficiency of his play.
Minnesota's gone 1 of 3 from outside the arc since we've reached the fourth quarter. Now Martin. There's a screen by Noel. Here's Joseph. And good, as it just snugs right down through the net. Joseph's got 7 now in this quarter. Here's Smart. Outside, Scott. Splitter with a screen on Love. Shot clock at 5. Here's Smart. And lots of contact there. Missing the shot. He'll shoot two. Marcus Smart was drafted to the Celtics as their future point guard. He came in with a lot of work to do and a skill set that people really liked. But his first season, Clark, was a roller coaster.
Yeah, it really was. He was an off guard in high school and in his first year of college as well. Really only played full-time at the point the year before he was drafted.
K.J. McDaniels, he's checked in for Denver.
And for Smart, though, he still has a lot of work to do on his ball handling and passing. His shooting, I think, exceeded some people's expectations. 37% from the field last year was subpar, but his 34% accuracy from three was solid. He finally started going straight up on his jumper instead of leaning in, and his release looked money.
Minnesota calls timeout.
You know, you talk about Smart's lackluster field goal percentage. Once he gets more comfortable with his ball handling and adjusts to the length in the NBA, I think he'll convert more at the basket. That'll also create more drive and dish chances for him as well.
Let's find out what Doris Burke has for us.
Thank you, Kevin. Well, I was able to listen in on the Timberwolves head coach talking to his team. He talked mainly about giving them a different look defensively and dropping more bodies into the paint, saying, listen, they're eating us up on the inside, and we need to do whatever it takes to stop it. Guys, back to you.
Over in the corner, Turner. There's the pick. Back to Conley. Here's Scott. And again, Denver, no good. Timberwolves trailed by 8. And Turner with the block. On the wing, Turner. There's the lob to the hoop. Hammers the alley-oop through.
Phenomenal alley-oop slam right there, guys.
They're taking advantage, Clark, of a team that looks lost out there.
Guys, this one is threatening to get really ugly.
Now, here's Joseph. There's a screen by Noel. Here's Anthony. Again, the miss by Anthony.
I think in that situation, it was a nice try to create some space for himself with the fadeaway.
Outside Conley. Now the pass to Scott. The three. Rebound Minnesota. Noel's got 6 rebounds now in the game. They could use a big shot here to get this offense going.
Sure could, Kev. I mean, too many empty trips. They need some points.
Oof, that is a tough shot.
The Nuggets leading by 8. Outside Conley. Outside Scott. The 3 ball. Scott missing again.
Well, that defense went from poor to no defense at all.
And when he's open like that, you don't see him miss those looks very often.
It's a pick by Love. And Joseph kicks to Oladipo. Off the screen. And it's Oladipo again missing. For Denver, they've gone 6 of 13. So just above 46% on their field goal attempts here in the quarter. Scott, good. Timberwolves trail by 10. And here is Joseph. Passes it to Carmelo. And he didn't get quite enough under that one.
He's going to play his way right onto the bench and out of the game if he continues to shoot it like he has so far in this quarter.
Conley, the pass to McDaniels. Scott kicks to Conley. From past the arc. No good. Good work defensively by Anthony.
Tell you what, the defense has nothing to worry about out there with him shooting. I mean, you can't dial it in from deep this half at all.
Lets it go from deep. And Splitter pulls it down. Splitter's got 9 rebounds in the game. Getting it done. Over in the corner, Turner. And that one falls, coming off Conley's feet. Conley's got 4 assists in the game.
They've had assists now on their last 3 baskets.
And it's not just their passing, but also the body movement off the ball that's created a lot of those opportunities. And you saw how quick the defense was. They were ready for him. They got the hand in the face there and made that much more difficult.
Yeah, and every team needs that kind of rugged interior defense because you want to try to distract your opponents when they get inside, and you also want to make them uncomfortable in their shot attempts.
And there's no doubt about this one. Playing with a lot of confidence tonight. It's a statement victory for the Nuggets.
This was a very efficient offense tonight.
They knocked down their shots. I mean, a little luck didn't hurt either. A lot of their 50-50 shots went in the basket.
And every win important, and this one will go down as win number 3.
And a great team effort, but still, what an individual performance for Cousins. You look at the energy he brought on both ends of the floor, and it's easy to see why he was a difference maker.
And that one's good.
You know, maybe he's not one of the elite sharpshooters, but even still, that's not a shot that D can afford to give him.
And now we've got the intentional foul. 29 seconds left in the game. Caldwell Pope kicks to Cousins. Rebound by Anthony. And the Timberwolves with possession. They trail by 6. Right side, Conley. He feeds it to Caldwell Pope. So we see Denver get the win here. Probably a little closer than they would have liked it, but quite a win nonetheless.
Yeah, and it appeared to me as though the fans gave them the emotional boost they needed down the stretch, Kevin. This crowd was not going to let this one slip away.
Thank you for joining us. That'll do it for now. For Greg Anthony, Doris Burke, Clark Kellogg, and the rest of our terrific 2K Sports crew, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching. And as the fans file out of the building, now time to head over to Ernie Johnson, Shaquille O'Neal, and Kenny the Jet Smith for the postgame show.